going on, Dragon Ball fans? Welcome back to another Dragon Ball fan manga breakdown review, where today we're going to be breaking down and reviewing a Dragon Ball fan manga created by Young Gigi known as Dragon Ball AF, which is a fan-made Dragon Ball manga set within its own timeline following the events of Dragon Ball GT. As for many years now, I've been reviewing and introducing all kinds of Dragon Ball fan mangas to the world created by the community for the community, so if you guys are interested in seeing and reading up on incredible stories and concepts such as Dragon Ball AF, Dragon Ball Legendary, Dragon Ball New Age, Dragon Ball X, and many others, then feel free to check out the Dragon Ball fan manga playlist in the description box for more videos such as this, as right now we are going to be diving into a brand new manga chapter. As before we begin, if you are new to this channel, hit that subscribe button and turn on all notifications to be the first to know when a new video is posted onto this channel, as we kick off Young Gigi's Dragon Ball AF manga chapter number 7 with Gohan having to use the Dragon Balls to summon forth the dragon, as Gohan goes on to state, "Come forth, Shenron, and grant me my wish." And through the clouds, dust, and debris, we see how the Eternal Dragon arises. As the narration states, Gohan and the others ended up having to undo the seal on the Dragon Balls to revive Goku and Pan. However, several hours earlier, we go back to the Supreme Kai homeworld, as the Elder Kai goes on to state, "Before we summon the evil dragons, I'll tell you the strategy we'll be using in our next battle." As Gohan states strategy, as the narration quotes and stating, "The earth has already been rattled during the battles with eyes and marble. We mustn't place any further burden on the earth. The fight against the evil dragons is predicted to be even more extreme, and so I think we should set the stage of battle on planets other than Earth." As Gohan states, "I see, but how are we gonna move?" With Kibito Kai having to state, "I'll take you there with my instantaneous movement." As Gohan says instantaneous movement, but Kaioshin-sama, will you be able to manage by yourself? As Kibito Kai says, "Yes, somehow. I'll determine the order and decide each respective movement from here on in. I'll be relying on the dragon radar, so as soon as I find an evil dragon, I will teleport it to each of the planets where each of you will be located. Basically, you're all going to be fighting them one by one. So the question is, where do we stage these battles?" Basically telling Gohan that every single time Kibito finds one of the evil dragons, he's going to grab the evil dragon and teleporting them exactly where Gohan, Vegeta, Goten, Trunks, Oob, where everyone else will be. That way they're as far away from the earth as humanly possible. That way the earth doesn't sustain any more damage. And as we continue, we bear witness to the exact places where these fights are going to happen: the Dark Demon Realm, Planet Zune, Planet Kaching, Planet Mujin, and here the Kaioshin homeworld. So we have 5 respective places in which 5 of these battles will in fact be taking place. As Kibito Kai continues, he goes on to state, "You'll fight at the above 5 places. Every one of these planets is more than durable than Earth." As Gohan says 5 places, aren't there supposed to be 7 evil dragons altogether? What are we gonna do with the remaining 2? As the Elder Kai states, "Vegeta, Gohan, you two are going to fight 2 at a time." As Kibito Kai states, "Well, after recovering each Dragon Ball for certain, you will move on to aid the others." As Gohan states, "I see." With Kibito Kai having to state, "When the evil dragons revive, they'll probably scatter around the earth. There may be a slight miscalculation when I teleport the evil dragons to the planets where everyone will be, so please keep that in mind. We're all set, so that's the entire strategy. All that's left is to pray for everyone's victory." So basically, while all 7 are going to be lingering out and about, it's up to Gohan and Vegeta to basically clear as many dragons as possible, because they are going to be fighting the most amount of dragons in comparison to Goten, Trunks, and Majin. Now, as we go back to the present, the narration states, "In this way, the seal on the Dragon Balls was undone." As Shenron finally coughs up Goku, Gohan notices this as Goku goes hurtling through the ground and smack on dab right onto the floor. As Gohan states, "Father!" he picks his father up and stating, "Thank goodness he's alive." As Shenron states, "You were such a thorn in our side, son Goku. At long last, we've been released. And as for the rest of you vermin, this time it won't go like it did the last time. We'll show you all hell. Realize the terror of our powered up state. Now we'll go as wild as much as we please." As finally the Eternal Dragon scatters all 7 of the evil dragons, Gohan and Vegeta take notice. And what's really cool here is knowing the fact that these specific evil dragons are going to be much more powerful than what we saw in Dragon Ball GT. Now Kibito Kai immediately arrives, everyone stating Goku, father, as Gohan says he's breathing, but his ki is greatly weakened. I sense he's barely clinging on to life. As Kibito says, that comes as no surprise. After all, he's been continuously showered in negative energy the whole time these past 3 years. For the time being, we'll let Goku rest in a safe place. So everyone please follow my strategy. Very well, starting now, I will transport everyone to each location. And as Kibito does this, we see him begin to transport each character in their said location. He teleports Goten, Trunks, Gohan, Vegeta, and Majin. And I love this act of desperation because finally, the Kai is actually put in use and having to be relevant in the story. And then finally Kibito Kai goes on to state, everyone please do your best. Okay Giru, let's hurry up and go look for the evil dragons. Giru. As Kibito Kai flies around, he goes on to state, first, there's one to the east. Alright, close by. So as we see Kibito Kai finally get to him, we finally have the reveal of one of the evil dragons. As he goes on to state, alright, we're gonna go as wild as we can. Prepare to die, pathetic humans. And right before this dragon is about to cause further harm, Kibito Kai teleports right behind him, he grabs onto his horns, and he uses instant transmission to bring him to a different location. And as this happens, the dragon goes on to say, what is this place? My body feels oddly heavy. As he looks on over, he notices Goten, as Goten goes on to state, so, you're my opponent? As Goten smiles, the dragon turns around and stating, who are you? Goten states 5 stars. So, you're Super Shenron. Alright, we're here to defeat you, and we're not gonna let you guys have your way. As the dragon replies by stating, I really wanted to make the humans suffer. Damn you for getting in the way. As Goten says, well, that's just too bad. By the way, which negative energy were you born from again? As the dragon laughs, he goes on to state, I was born when the wish to resurrect the people who were killed by the android Cell was granted. As Goten states, android, I see. I heard my father and the others fought the androids a long time ago. As the dragon states, oh, are you surprised? As Goten states, well, that's enough chit chat. Shall we get on with it? And I really love the execution behind Goten because finally, Goten is actually relevant. Goten is actually doing something on a serious level to where he can be compared to Gohan how he was during the Majin Buu saga. If you guys remember how serious Gohan was then, that's the exact version of Goten that we're getting right now. And as the story continues, we see how the Elder Kai goes on to state, it seems it has finally begun. I hope it all goes well, but Goku, you did well by yourself up until this very point. For now, rest your body at ease. This time, it's Gohan and the others that are undergoing a trial. When everyone overcomes this trial, true peace will arrive for the first time. There is no longer anything we can do but pray. Now back over at the world that Goten is in, he gets in position as the dragon goes on to state impudent. Well, Super Shenron-sama is gonna kill you in no time. As Goten is not taking anything from this dragon, he swoops on in and goes for the attack. Now as Goten goes for the attack, the dragon blocks and the dragon tries to throw a punch of his own, but Goten dodges. And now it's become an intense battle between a base form Goten and a dragon who seemingly enough does seem like he's holding back as well. And this battle is very cool because I love how Goten is actually taking the fight serious for once, and he's by himself. He's trying to attack the dragon, but the dragon leaps on up into the sky. And that's when Goten begins to cock back for the Kamehameha. Now as Goten fires off the first Kamehameha, the dragon easily grabs onto the attack and deflects it away from the battlefield, far enough away to where it's completely deflected as he laughs down at Goten. Now at this point, Goten does realize that being in his base form isn't going to help much, and as the dragon lands back down onto the ground, Goten once more goes on the attack. Now this is a back and forth fight, and I really love the details behind this fight because Goten is trying, and it looks like Goten is trying to to utilize and capitalize on his martial arts to catch the dragon off guard, but the dragon easily grabs onto Goten's leg and he tosses him out in the distance to where even the dragon goes on to cry out Crimson Cannon and shoots directly at Goten. Now Goten at this point, he is able to hold off the blast, but the initial blast is so strong, all we see is a blinding flash of light. That's all we see, and through the dust, through the debris, the dragon is simply standing there, holding his hand out as he goes on to state that guy was just all talk. But then he notices something. He notices something behind him. He looks behind him and he notices Goten is standing right there. As Goten states, well, that was a close call. If I had just been a little slower firing off that energy wave, it would have been a direct hit. As the dragon says, I'm shocked. How could you counter Crimson Cannon in an instant and go around behind me? I kind of underestimated you. Sorry. As Goten says to himself, training in the Room of Spirit and Time was the correct choice. Coincidentally, the gravity was 10 times heavier, just like this planet. Thanks to that, this gravity feels like nothing. On the other hand, it would appear that he still isn't used to the gravity being 10 times higher than that on Earth's. As Goten smiles, the dragon states, okay, that's it for the warm-up exercises. Shall we get serious? As Goten states, what? The dragon then begins to clench his fists and begin to power up. And this is a really cool shot of the dragon powering up because he is powering up so ferociously that Goten realizes at this point that this could be trouble. However, even after all of this, Goten still smiles. And even after smiling, the dragon is puzzled as to what exactly he could be smiling at. As Goten states, very well, okay, I'll get serious too. As Goten powers up and raises his level higher, he transforms into a Super Saiyan 2, shocking the dragon completely. Now, as Goten is standing there as a Super Saiyan 2, we can tell based on the lightning, the aura, it's pretty cool how Goten says, alright, shall we continue? The dragon isn't by any means nervous, but he does go on to state, amusing. As both of them get ready to engage, we pan on over to the demon realm where Vegeta is located. Now Vegeta is standing there anticipating his opponents as out of nowhere a creature appears behind Vegeta as he goes on to state, what's this? You smell like a human. It's been a long time since I've devoured a human. What luck? As Vegeta states, get lost. I'll spare only your life. As the creature states, what did you say? Don't get the wrong idea, maggot. You're the one who's gonna be begging for your life. As he leaps directly at Vegeta, Vegeta isn't moving. But then Vegeta is so calm that the creature itself just completely combusts and just breaks out into pieces as Vegeta is simply standing there with his arms crossed. And I love young Gigi for this because Vegeta basically broke him down without even having to move. And as the body parts come down back onto the floor, Vegeta goes on to state he's gonna regret it in the next world, but how boring. As we go back to Goten fighting the dragon, Goten gets serious, he goes on the attack, and this fight is incredibly intense because Goten is putting his all into this fight considering the fact that we're not entirely sure if Goten even knows anything further than Super Saiyan 2, so he's relying on that power to put the dragon down. And what's cool about this is the fact that the dragon keeps throwing shots, Goten keeps attacking, Goten dodges, the dragon's dodging, so it looks like they're kind of even here, but then the dragon indefinitely gets the upper hand on Goten by grabbing him and throwing him down onto the floor. And the dragon doesn't seem to be concerned because he's smiling until he notices Goten swoop up in the air, and then we see Goten begin to power up even more, and more, and more, and the dragon again doesn't seem to be fazed. He's smiling as Goten cocks back for once again another Kamehameha. He goes on to state Kame, and then the dragon notices this, but isn't going to take this one lightly either, as he also puts his hands together in creating a flame ball. As Goten finishes up Hame, we finally see Goten unleash a massive Kamehameha as the dragon himself cries out die in unleashing a massive flame ball directly towards Goten, and now it becomes a beam struggle between the Kamehameha and this massive flame ball. Goten is pushing pushing, the dragon is pushing, and what's really cool about this is they're not endangering anybody, but they are giving it their all, assumingly enough, because Goten finally puts in enough power, as does the dragon, to where it completely levels everything. All we see once more is a blinding flash of light. We see smoke, dust, and a massive, massive crater on top of the planet that by the very end, the dragon and Goten are still intact. As Goten states, as expected, he's a pretty formidable foe. I can't believe how much trouble I'm having, but I mustn't falter here and drag down the others. I have to do this. As the dragon says, what? My body won't move as intended after all. What the hell is this place? As Goten states, the Dragon Balls have been a great help to us many times until now, but just this once, we have to make do with our own power. There's someone we want to save. There's someone that we have to save. So I will defeat you. As the dragon laughs, he goes on to state, amusing. Okay, whatever, go for it. As Goten states, for Pan, for our family, and to protect the Earth, Father, please lend me your strength. I'll wager my everything on this fist. As Goten looks up at the dragon, he cries out, Dragon Fist Explosion! As he charges right in, the dragon is taken back by this. As Goten finally connects directly at the dragon's abdominal, we see a very cool shot of Goten pushing with such force that eventually the dragon is trying to push back, just as we saw Omega push back with Goku in Dragon Ball GT, but Goten finally overcomes him with such power that he uses the Dragon Fist to tear a hole directly in the Shadow Dragon. And the dragon has a massive gaping hole inside of him. He's coughing up blood, he's coughing up spit. Goten, seemingly enough, does look tired, does look exhausted, as the dragon's final words are how absurd. As the dragon blows up into pieces, Goten finally notices that the fight is over. He powers down and stating, thanks, Father. Training by following your example was well worthwhile. Thank you. As he picks up the 5-star Dragon Ball, he goes on to state, alright, I've succeeded in recovering a Dragon Ball. Perfect. As back on Earth, we see Kibito Kai having to state we must hurry and find the next dragon. As he's scouring around to look around, he goes on to state, okay, there's one to the west. Goku-san, just watch. We'll surely protect the Earth, please wait a bit longer. Since the previous evil dragon's negative energy was being directed towards Earth, disasters have been occurring all over the planets, but this time the negative energy is being directed towards Son Goku, so he isn't likely to wake up until all of the Dragon Balls have been purified. Goku's vitality is already nearing the limits. We must purify the negative energy as soon as possible, or Goku will be in danger. As we pan over to Trunks, we see how Trunks awaits his opponents. As Trunks notices something out in the distance, he goes on to state, Goten, it looks like you were safely able to defeat him. Alright, we're up next. As the narration states, Gohan and the gang safely recovered the first Dragon Ball. Will they be able to recover them all as the manga chapter comes to a close? Now, I'll be honest, guys, this story is phenomenal. I love young Gigi so much. He has to be one of my favorite fan manga creators in this entire community. This story of executing Gohan, executing Trunks, utilizing Gohan and Vegeta, having to bring about cool villains, having to tell a really good story and executing the Kaioshin, this is by far the best fan manga that I've ever read in terms of direction and in terms of execution. I highly encourage you guys to support young Gigi. Check him out, check his Twitter out, check out his Facebook. Support the guy because he's the one that brought us the Goku Black versus Super Saiyan 4 Goku battle, and including this as well, the guy has a knack for storytelling, and I really enjoyed how Goten was actually put to use here, as was the Supreme Kai, but also seeing how everyone was scrambling to fight for Goku's life, including Vegeta, who doesn't really want to fight to save Goku's life, but only wants to keep him around just to surpass him in the end. So all of these stories are being executed beautifully. I love the overall direction for this. I would have to give this 5 stars because the way this was handled was incredible, and if you guys have missed out, the previous fan manga chapters for this Make sure you guys go ahead and click the links in the description box to check them out. Let me know what you all think, guys. Thank you all so much for watching, guys. Once more, if of course you guys enjoyed, leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Also, slap a like on this video. If you are new to this channel, punch that subscribe button. This was a really fun chapter, and if you guys want to go ahead and see more, check out the playlist down below for more awesome videos such as this. Tune back in next time, and I'll be seeing you all down in the comment section below. Have a great day, everybody. Peace!
This is the Galactic Emperor of the Universe, and of course I'm here to tell you to subscribe to UnrealEntGaming and all his social media platforms. Also, don't forget to turn on notifications so you can be the first to know every time that he uploads a new video.
Oh, did someone say UnrealEntGaming? Oh my god!
The fuck, Zarbon? Put on some clothes!
Well, why don't you put on any clothes?
What? I don't need clothes, but Jesus Christ, that's huge!
Okay.